Okay. Oh, for a minute I thought Nicolas Cage was nearby. I'm like, Nicolas Cage, I love your work. Somebody else with the name of Nicholas. Wait, we could restart this entire thing and just remake a Warrior of Light. That's just Nicolas Cage.
That would be great. Instead of Meteor, it's just Nicolas Cage. Where did I put my water? Oh, there's my water.
He's like, I'm going to steal the eye of Nidhogg. Oops. I hit my space bar. So, who would be like a really great actor to play like Meteor-kun in Final Fantasy?
Oh, that's actually a good
Like,
question.
there's so many like generic white scruffy actors we can like.
Zac Efron.
Efron. Of course, we don't have to make Warrior of Light white. We can make him anything we want. We can rebuild him.
We can build him. Monster Factory.
I think they did one Monster Factory with Final Fantasy, but just like with their disappointment of the sliders in Mass Effect, they were like, not much you can do in Final Fantasy, but they still went above and beyond, and they were able to create something good.
Efron's face, Kronk's voice.
I think... I think Ryan Reynolds should just play Warrior of Light.
Ryan Reynolds would be a good one.
Just because I just want Ryan Reynolds. I just want his commentary on everything in this game.
Ryan Reynolds.
I like this dichotomy that, like, Alphino and Yazel's body language are, like, definitely saying, like, okay, we're ready to work together, we're gonna talk to this Moogle and head out, and Estinian, he is no longer pretending anymore to be a part of this group. He was trying, at the very beginning, he was trying his best to act like he was on board with any of this, and now every time we have to come back to the group, his body language says it all. He is just not included. He's not including himself.
Let's see what he does have to say. Enough talk. Let us leave this risible place behind us. There we go! There it is!
He just wants to leave. He wants to kill Nidhogg, that's all he wants to do. It's his only goal.
Let's see,
Where are you, Alphino? We have tarried over long. Let us forge ahead as swiftly as we may, lest Ishgard bear the brunt of the Horde's fury. I think we did read this last time. Maybe they're just saying the same things that they were before. I remember having to say that with Alphino. Yeah, because Yazel's like, the closer we come to Heavensward, the higher my spirits rise. But is it I who am elated? Or Saint Shiva? And we're like, oh honey, it's all you. It's just you.
It's just you, boo-boo.
She thinks it's Saint Shiva inside her that's causing her to have hot loins. She's like, no, it's all Shiva. You have to understand. It's just Shiva.
Oh, Yazel.
She wants race vloggers so bad.
Alright, well, since everyone is either really annoyed or horny, let's talk to them again.
The dichotomy of Ishgard, really horny or very angry. There's no in between.
The road to Zenith. Moghan has volunteered to lead you to Zenith.
Okay. Oh god, what was his voice? Apparently it's choking. I had to take a deep breath for that, like, okay. And then I ended up not swallowing my Mountain Dew good. Alright. As Chieftain Moglin has already explained, the shiny instrument we gave you, that you do not toot out of your butt, that's for sure, is the best means of grabbing Hraesvalger's attention. I'll come along and show you the way to Zenith. That's the big place where you need to blow the horn. First things first, though. We need to make for a saw. Oh, and watch out for rampaging dragons. Maybe that should have been the first thing, Kupo. We get eaten a lot. Oh, I turned off my music.
Oh, and since we have better weather this time around, that up there, that little cloudy area, that is where Nidhogg resides.
I thought that's where Hraesvalger was, and Nidhogg gets the nice place over there.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Nidhogg's place, you know, next to the Shiva statue. And
Yeah.
Hraesvalger is in that Lumi place.
He's in the shithole. Yeah, that's how it is. Okay. Look at this little Moogle with his tiny axe, like he's gonna do anything. I love the Moogles with their tiny little weapons. They're like, oh. This is very hypocritical coming from me who plays a Lalafell, where all of my weapons are super tiny.
Dragons?
Oh, friends! They're greeting us!
Maybe they're
like,
friendly!
Hello, welcome.
Okay, I read his name as Moist Dragon in waiting.
Oh, you're gonna die. Yeah, it's like, do not die right here on this road. We've barely done anything. I like that the first bird I got was the darker Nidhogg purple, and now I got the Heavensward purple. The birds were one of my favorite Primal Mount collections. That's why I wanted all of them.
I really liked the birds a lot too.
The ponies were really great. Birds, though, that was my jam. I loved the bird design.
Good luck, moving.
And then the dogs, eh. The dogs I didn't feel too compelled. That's why I have not collected, like, I think I only got half of them.
It's another dragon! Maybe this one's friendly. Oh.
What if I bonk it? Bonk. Oh, look at how much damage that did. Bonk. Black Mage just can't do shit for auto attack. Oh, there was another one. Zia is just kind of toying around with this one, and meanwhile you like killed an entire dragon behind me. You know, in Ishgard we'd be a pretty big deal because we've been racking up a dragon count. Like, people who've killed dragons get really high respect, and we killed multiple just by walking here.
Don't fuck with Warrior of Lights.
Warrior of Light will do a lot of things.
Well, we made it. We are in Asa.
Asa. Sancta Sana, swash banana.
Well, at least Justinian this time turned around.
Now he's like, I'm going to face towards the only person I like, which is Alfino.
Never would I have believed that so much land lay hid above the clouds. Giovanni is not as I imagined it. It's almost like there was remnants of peace and harmony.
I mean, who do you think built all of these stone things?
Moogles.
Yeah, the Moogles built them.
Yeah, we can talk to Yuzale.
Okay. Do you see that sculpture to the south and west of here? I am all but certain that it's carved in the likeness of Saint Shiva. I think you already pointed this out, though, while we were at the Aetherite. But I want to say it again.
Oh yeah, you can. Oh, actually, with the sun beaming down on, that looks really pretty.
Oh.
That's gorgeous.
Zia is like squinting, and she's like, I can't see. I'm too small.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Alfio.
He's like, please don't forget me. I am the main character. The histories make no reference to the existence of these ruins. Curious. Most curious. You don't think they would have erased some parts of history, do you? I mean, it's not like they have an agenda to fulfill or anything. I don't think so. Oh, I can't click on log hand. Things were a bit bitey for a while there, but I think we've arrived in one piece, Kupo. Unless some of you were supposed to have wings? I can't remember. Anyways, I wonder what has the dragons so awfully snappy. I mean, the bad ones are always bad, but they seem worse than usual. Maybe they need a Snickers.
Ah,
Oh, I know that picture.
waiting for the wind to change.
Only people who have played this game many times over know that.
This is actually a really iconic quest, and you all will soon see why.
Everybody remembers this.
Mogham seems fretful about the weather.
You see the sun's going down? Does that happen every day, Kupo? Well, we may have a small problem. When the winds are high like this, Hraesvelgr invariably abandons his lofty perch and heads to the lands below to hunt. He likes to get snacky snacks. If you tried blowing the horn now, I doubt he'd hear it. I suggest we stop at the clearing up ahead and rest until the wind dies down. And it's not because I hate getting wind in my eyes. Okay.
Sure. Follow the yellow
these
brick
roots are
road.
still like pretty intact, considering like some of these chunks of rock have like broken off and crap.
I think one of the things, I think the Mughals always tried to preserve things.
Oh yeah. I think we gotta turn back.
Do we turn
It's up in
back?
this clearing.
Oh, you're right. I'm like, I'm off to see Hraesvelgr. Bye.
It's like he just told us we can't talk to him right now. He's not.
Well, I'm
gonna
just
be
like,
around.
bye guys. Estanion. Who can say when the weather will turn? I have a mind to make camp. Really?
It's my idea, okay? I made the idea.
What up, Yazael?
And now, the very elements conspire to delay our meeting with Hraesvelgr. I must be patient.
Oh my god. She's like, I am like really like sweating right now.
She's just like, you don't understand. If I don't see a big handsome dragon in the next 5 minutes, I might explode. Yeah, it's like, I can't stand Ishgars. Alfino is like totally unaware. He's just like, wow. She must really admire Hraesvelgr. Okay, the fates make mock of us. To be so close. I want to take pictures with Hraesvelgr.
One wants to take pictures with Hraesvelgr, wants to get with Hraesvelgr, and one wants to kill Hraesvelgr.
Quite a
You know, there's 3 types of people.
This should do nicely, Kupo. The winds will likely have died down by tomorrow, but until then, we might as well make ourselves comfortable. If we must interrupt our journey so close to its end, I suppose this place is as good as any. I mean, there's no monsters here to eat us, and there's a nice fluffy dandelion behind me, so... and mayhap a brief respite from the hardships of the road will help to clear our minds in readiness for the coming parley. Very well then. I believe a campfire is in order. Leave the gathering of fuel to me. I acquired a keen nose for firewood during my time in the frozen wastes of Corythus. I'm gonna go impress the Stydian now.
Clear our minds. 'Tis Master Alphino whose mind needs clearing. The thought of meeting a great worm in the flesh has befuddled the boy. Did you see him stroll away as if these ruins were not crawling with deadly beasts? Follow him, you two, and see that the wildlife does not make a meal of our young friend. We will have the camp ready by the time you return.
Stydian's like, not that I care or anything, but you should probably go look after that kid.
Master Alphino's artless quest for firewood is like to get him killed. I suggest you follow after the boy and see that no harm comes to him. Big bro over here is worried about his little bro.
So why don't you go after him yourself? Oh, she just said.
Oh, she's.
I'm still reading the Snapple Cap. I'm pretty sure that this statue is very much Saint Shiva. Just saying, now that we're up close, look at it. Okay, you guys are already gone. We can look up at this nice Saint Shiva statue, and we're like already halfway down the hill. She's like, okay.
Oh.
Tree.
It's a tree!
Like, Alvino's worst enemy is tree.
I just imagine him like he's out in the open and he's just like la 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 la
Yeah.
fireworks la, and like behind him is a tree and all the warriors of light are just like killing all the wildlife.
Like,
he's
running
like this is 5 logs. And then he's like talking to the camera and he's like, who do we ask for help when we don't know which way to go?
You just see him, he's just like, you know, all the time in the world, just hunting around, and then you just see Warrior of Light in the background, just like scrambling as like beasts like almost nearly chomp him up. Like, just,
Oh, the Shiva statue does light up.
That's where they have the raves.
Eh. Yeah. I was right to worry about the boy's safety.
He's like, I was watching that montage.
Once Alphino returns with the wood, we can see about supper. The Ice Queen has filled a pot with what look like stew ingredients ready for the fire.
Wow, some actual food. What have we been eating before now? Everyone's like... Yazil's face is like, I was gonna get laid tonight, and Estini's just like, I hate this. Few things compare to the simple pleasures of sitting beside a crackling campfire of one's own making.
Ha! So speaks the great explorer. Until recently, you wouldn't have recognized firewood if it came with a kindling and a flint.
Estini's like, I taught you everything. 'Tis well, you instructed me so patiently then. But yes, left to my own devices, I would have been compelled to signal to Yzael with a pile of damp leaves. I was born the pampered son of a Charlatan dignitary, and, alongside my twin, became the youngest student ever to be accepted into the studium. How proud I was to match wits with scholars and philosophers. How ignorant of mine own shortcomings. That hubris invited manipulation and betrayal, and led to the downfall of asylums. People died. Sorry. We all of us are guilty of similar ignorance. How many men lay down their lives, never knowing what it is they fight for, never questioning that which they have been taught to believe? 'Twas only upon meeting Hraesvalgr that I learned the truth hidden within our history. Were it not for that chance encounter, I would never have vowed to tear down the Holy See, and expunge the falsehoods with which it fans the flames of conflict. I would have lived and died in ignorance. That the truth has driven me to do terrible things, I cannot deny, but I would rather sin in the pursuit of peace than imagine myself virtuous for perpetuating a needless war. If this journey has taught me anything, it is the importance and difficulty of holding to one's convictions in the face of failure, of striving always to replace one's ignorance with knowledge.
You are well on your way, Master Alphino. At your age, I was but a fool swinging a spear, with scarcely a thought in my head.
I was thinking about sheep.
Even now, I struggle to acknowledge the misconceptions under which I have labored.
Is that character development coming out of your lips?
Sitting here, amongst these grand ruins, how can I deny that man and dragon once lived in peace? But for all that such an age existed, we are now in a time of war. Nidhogg killed my family, and no quirk of history will exonerate him.
Okay, fair.
I may be ignorant of how the Dragonsong War began, but if we do not put an end to this conflict now, I can say for certainty that it will only breed more vengeful souls, such as mine. Fuck this stick. In my hands resides the power to vanquish a great worm. If Ishgard's survival rests on me wielding that power, I will slay Nidhogg myself, orders or no.
Amric didn't even give you any orders. Don't sit there. Estinian, you gave your word.
My word is contingent upon the success of our parley. Show me the strength of your convictions, Lady Iceheart. Convince Hraesvalgr of the righteousness of your cause.
Alright then, but I'm eating your apple out of the stew. Doubt not, but that I shall, Dragoon. That apple's still mine, by the way. You get no apple. Well, nobody better touch my apple. I want that. When's willing, we shall have our answers on the morrow. Let us sleep now, and face our fates with the rising of the sun. Maybe it won't ever rise again. Who knows? Not like, you know... Wouldn't it be weird if we went somewhere where the sun never set? That'd be strange.
just sitting crouching like endless light or something.
Yeah, like, you know, like if the sun never, like, got out of the sky or something. If there was some reason, like, a light that just was a pall over the... I don't know. It sounds weird.
We'll never see that.
That'll never happen.
Whenever you are ready, warriors of light, Full eager am I to gaze upon this great worm.
It's still nighttime, guys. The sun hasn't rose.
It's like
no, it's close
10:15 p.m.
We're like, it's close enough.
Yazel's like,
Let's
I'm not
go.
waiting anymore.
She's like, we already ate all the stew, and there's nothing else left to do. We must succeed in winning Heavensward to our cause, because I need to get laid. Lend me your resolve, Saint Shiva.
Okay.
She's still going on about Heavensward. Okay. I trust you are well rested then. Good. If we are to parlay with Heavensward, we shall each have need of the full complement of our wits. So you guys, like, we barely slept at all. Like, it's still, like, nighttime. we probably only got 1 hour of sleep.
Heart of eyes. Moghan is gazing meaningfully at the path to Zenith.
Oh. Well, the campfire was so cozy. Must have fallen asleep, Kupo. I was the only one who actually got a full night's rest because you guys were all talking. But do you feel how the winds have shifted? It will have borne Heavensward back to the skies above Zenith. I'm sure of it. This is your chance to climb to the highest floor of the palace and summon him with a toot of that shiny horn. Remember, not the other kind of toot, the one you put, yeah, up to your mouth, like that. So, I'll be heading back down now. If that's all the same to you. Good luck, Kupo. It was nice knowing you. He's like, they're gonna get eaten.
Are we gonna wait, guys? Wait, are we gonna die?
He's just like, well, in Moghan's mind, he's like, and that was the last time we ever saw him.
They're gonna be dragon poo. Well, here we are. Here's Zenith.
This is probably the most well taken care of, most intact, like, oldish guard architecture here.
This is pretty. Oh, the music is playing right now.
It always plays. The very sad music. Yeah, if you take a look at it, it almost looks like how they built Ishgard itself.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Though I do have to wonder, how did they build all this stuff?
With magic.
There's no. How do you make scaffolding for this? There's nothing below.
It's like, it's for dragons. We don't need scaffolding.
Maybe the dragons help them.
They were up late playing Truth or Dare. It seems like I dare you to kiss Estinian.
Played Spin the Bottle. But Alfino couldn't participate.
Alfino was already passed out. He's like, I want to stay up till 2.
See, I was like, no, you go to bed. We're getting out the alcohol now, like.
Damn it.
Like, you're not legal yet, go to bed.
From this view, you can even see Nidhogg's lair pretty well, too.
See, I was like, what took you so long? On her dono. She was just like, zip up to there. Here we are.
It is time, Warrior of Light. Very much this time.
I think he's going to maybe mention that word Dragoon again, because the game can't recognize. So this is the place. You know, like, I didn't see it from afar, because it's really huge and big.
Yazel?
Don't fuck this up for me, Shiva. This has to go right. That's all she's saying.
Basically. Oh, instantly cutscene.
We get voice acting budget. You know, when they said a horn, I was thinking like, wah, but instead it's like this tune. Oh yeah, it has voice acting, but he's talking in dragon speak.
Mortals, why you disturb my solitude?
He's beauty, he's grace, he's probably gonna eat your fucking face.
Damn, he big.
Grace, Velga.
Es in am Waymon
So we've learned that he's emo.
Thou speakest the name of a creature that but awaiteth the release of oblivion. Leave me.
By the 12. Mine ears hear the tongue of dragons, yet the meaning rings clear within my mind. How can that be?
Welcome to being Warrior of Light, Alfio.
Oh,
Race Velga, do you not remember me? 'Twas I whom you found in Dravania. I who glimpsed the truth. The truth about your past. About Shiva.
Do not speak her name, mortal.
But speak it I must. I have summoned Shiva's soul from the beyond and offered myself as her vessel. She has made her heart known to me.
Foolish girl. Thinkest thou my beloved spirit hath descended from the heavens? That the secrets of her heart are thine to know?
I have surrendered mine to her. Do you not see, my love? I am Shiva reborn.
Oh boy! Oh,
Maybe that wasn't the thing to say.
Warrior of Light's like, oh shoot. He was like, oh, you still don't fuck this up.
Gullible fool. The light but illuminated the path for thee. It did not grant thee omniscience. The spirit thou hast summoned belongeth not to Shiva. 'Tis but a shade, conjured by thine own fancy. In an age long past, mine own kin were guilty of like folly. Bahamut!
Bahamut.
Beguiled by the Dark One's lies, they attempted to resurrect a king amongst worms. Yet the divinity they call forth merely borrowed the semblance of my fallen brood brother. Such gods are not summoned, but created. Phantoms spun from the threads of misplaced faith.
Then the spirit that answered me.
Was but thy dream of Shiva. Thy soul hath been compared by a deity of thine own making, child.
You ever cringe so much you fall to
Be
the
that as it
ground?
may, Lord Hraesvelgr, Izel's desire to heal the rift between man and dragon is real, and it has borne us this far.
Alfino's coming in with the clutch.
We would spare both our kind and yours the ravages of this senseless war. Pray join your voice to ours in a call for peace and forgiveness.
The tale of thy kind is one of avarice, treachery, and death. And thou would speak of me of peace? Hark thee, mortal, to the naked truth. Then tell me thou deservest forgiveness.
Täter Hammerfall, es kein ist so
1200 years ago, my beloved Shiva's sacrifice served to bring an end to the war twixt man and dragon, paving the way for an age of peace and cooperation. Two centuries of harmony were to follow, during which time the Elezen learned much about us, not least that the eyes of a great worm are the wellspring of his strength. 'Twas out of the selfish desire to possess the strength that King Thordan then conspired to undo all that our peoples had achieved together. With the aid of his leal knights, that most noble of Elezen lured my brood sister, Ratatoska, into an ambush, and took from her that which he craved. Fain would I strike the image from my mind, yet still the scene doth linger, of my brood sister's tattered corpse, defiled by her Elezen allies. They had torn out her eyes and feasted upon them in the manner of wild beasts. What the fuck?
No. It's like tearing out the eyes is already bad. Eating them?
Yet that was not all. For from their bloody banquet the fiends had gained strength beyond that of mortal men. Even now I labor to comprehend the memory of their betrayal.
I mean, yeah. I would be like, well, you did what?
Nidhogg was the first to learn of the atrocity, and he took to the skies, hungry for vengeance. But though he slew Thordan and some few of his knights, their fellow butchers knew only too well where to aim their spears. And with now practiced savagery, they set above my brood brother, sending him flailing from the field. Such is the truth the Holy See would keep hidden. Such was the beginning of the Dragon Song War. 'Tis a song my kind shall never forget, even should 10,000 years pass and Ishgard crumble into dust.
Your tale
But like,
bears
wait, they
scant
ate the
resemblance to
eyes?
the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, dragon, why should I believe your version of events?
What thou choosest to believe is immaterial. The betrayal that yet haunts mine every waking moment is no less than the truth to my kind. And Nidhogg meaneth for Thorin's people to suffer for this sin till the end of days. That which thou imaginest a war of extinction is but a punishment, a siege of the spirit. Hast thou not seen those who tire of the torment? Those who abandon their own and side with dragonkind?
Ishgard's so-called heretics.
Know that all the traitors' progeny bear traits of Ratatoska's essence. But a single sip of our blood is enough to awaken it.
Then, the seed lies within us.
Tis for this reason that those who abandon their loyalties are rewarded with a drink, and thus they are transformed, to join the ranks of Nidhogg's ever-growing army as newborn dragons. One by one, through death of defection, my broodbrother shall count for all of the betrayer's children.
Ye gods, I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagined it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 12 forgive us. To think of all the dragons we've slain.
Oops.
There will always be some, of course, who choose to fight until the bitter end, like thee, Dragoon. But struggle as thy might, thy youthful vigor will be spent here. Thou reachest 210, and Nidhogg shall remain to torment thine offspring.
Oft have I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all, but vengeance, an eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister.
Thou hast the right of it, Dragon Slayer. Comprehendest thou now the futility of thy quest?
I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhap our words will sway him.
Stubborn child. Thou thinkest in mortal terms. Our perception of time is too broad for thee to grasp. 'Tis a simple matter for thee to offer thy apologies. Thou didst not perpetuate the crime. Despite thy visions, the deeds of history seem distant to thee. For a worm such as Nidhogg, however, that history is yet part of his present, as flesh as the blood that did gush from Rataskar's wounds. How could he not be driven mad? 'Tis only by the calming embrace of Shiva's soul that my own fury hath not consumed me. But let us speak no more of what is done. My faith in your kind is spent, and I would be alone. Well, that did not go well.
Yup.
And Yazel's
Ooh. Have you ever been rejected so hard?
Oh, what do you gotta say, girl?
Worst. What false god is this Shiva? What manner of phantom have I welcomed into my heart? Will I ever get my chance with Heavensward?
As predicted, Iceharp's faith in the worm was misplaced, which is just but one recourse. You know I have the right of it, Warrior of Light. Oh, okay, so we're choosing violence. Okay, that's. Did you not listen to the story, Estinian?
I think he gets it. He's just like, okay, but what do we have to do? Like, let Nidhogg kill everybody? Is that our plan now? Alfino was like, okay, I'm the middle party here. Okay. Heavensward was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined. Alfino, that's the first thing out of your mouth. His voice fairly dripped with power. The will behind his words so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. Is this what you do all the time with the echo? That's weird. But 'tis a pity that I misliked what he said. I don't like being told things I don't agree with, but... So far did we travel, even onto the very heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. I mean, to be fair, look at us, Alfino. Just take a look around at who we have with us. And far from mitigating this humiliation, the hidden truths we have learned serve only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course.
Oh!
We're like, where did he go? We lost our child.
Nothing will deter him from his course, and they just all like, let's just leave.
Was that really part one?
That was part one.
Oh, Jesus. Well. So yeah, it's like, where's my team? You know he can't be left alone on his own. I don't give a shit about Yazel or Estinian, but where the hell is Alfino?
Well, since we finished part one, let's dissect what just happened. So, it looks like Ishgard are just a bunch of bitches. Literally had a peace with dragons, realized they could have more potential, and fucking killed one of them, and then for the rest, and ate her flesh.
Yeah.
And now every single Ishgard Elizin has a trace of Ratatoskr in them, which is why they can turn into dragons.
Yeah, that's the bit of damning truth where it's like, okay, that does prove his story right, because Ishgard should have maybe looked a little bit further, be like, hey, if anybody else drinks dragon's blood, what happens? And they're like, well, we don't transform into dragons, that's for sure. And everybody's like, And so yeah, the answer is they all have dragon's blood in them because their ancestors literally ate. Who decides? I don't care how much power you think you're gonna get into it. Who decides, you know what? Let's eat these eyeballs. Like, for real? Why?
Diarrhea? God. And the fact that the Archbishop has to know this.
Well, I think it's like every archbishop that's ever known. Whoever takes on the title of Thornton, you know, has to know.
Jeez.
But you know, that might be for another story plot. But yeah, now we're faced with it's final, it's official. You can't just go to Nidhogg and be like, we're really, really sorry. For murdering your sister and then also eating her eyeballs. That was a little bit cruel. That goes above and beyond, you know, murder. That's like we're terrible little goblins kind of
yeah.
thing.
And it's like, I do not blame Nidhogg anymore.
Yeah, you're kind of like, well, you know what? Go off, King.
Exactly.
But the thing, oh, and what Estinian pointed out was that through Estinian and Hraesvalgr's kind of subtlety, this I think sometimes gets missed. Nidhogg doesn't want to end Ishgard. He keeps enough people alive so that Ishgard can continue. Nidhogg wants to continue torturing Ishgard for all time by attacking them and killing their families. He always leaves a bit of survivors behind, and Estinian is the product of one of those things. So Estinian's learning some awful truth that he was designed nearly by Nidhogg to be a survivor. So because Nidhogg wants them to suffer. He doesn't want them to die. He wants all of Ishgard to suffer.
And I think that's worse than death itself, to be honest.
Well, yeah, Nidhogg's not... You're like, okay, yeah, Nidhogg, you have every right to be angry, like, go off, King. But you're also like, I don't know, are you any better when you just leave the kin of this people to be your torturous playthings for all the end of time, you know?
Yeah.
Also, considering the fact that he also leads his own dragon kind into battle and he gets a bunch of his, you know, dragonlings killed. So he's also, in a way, perpetuating violence and sorrow onto the dragons.
Exactly. And poor Yazael, I do feel bad for her because
she
was also
believed.
Because she was also part of Nidhogg's, you know, plan as well, because she, you know, was gathering all the heretics as well to become, you know, dragons for Nidhogg, and she had no idea that was happening. And at the same time, having a shade that's probably a mix of her dreams and ambitions, and I'm also assuming, since she is, you know, blessed with the Echo, also a mix of Hydaelyn in it too.
I think I read from certain lore pieces that the Shiva we see from her is a mix of who she thinks Shiva is and the goddess Halone, because she is a worshipper of the 12 and stuff like that. Like most normal Eorzeans, and she comes from Ishgard. Their deity is Halone. So, but it wasn't intentional. It was always coming from her subconscious. I don't doubt, though, that Hydaelyn does have some mixture up into it because Hydaelyn bequeaths the Echo. I just don't know how aware Yazael is of Hydaelyn. Warrior of Light, we've talked directly to Hydaelyn. I have to wonder, like, if Yazael ever had a full encounter with her, or did she just hear, feel, think, you know? But did she ever come in contact with the great giant crystal out in space? I don't know. Like, big giant Baduka mama.
Yeah, because we know the ones that are, like, really in tune with Hydaelyn are us, and Minfilia, but I don't know how in tuned Yzael is with Hydaelyn.
Yeah, exactly. Because we meet more people than Shiva later on that have the Echo, and a lot of them they don't have a close relationship with Hydaelyn. They are just another one of Hydaelyn's chosen. And even Warrior of Light doesn't have the relationship Minfilia has with Hydaelyn. So, like, we seem to have varying degrees going on with Hydaelyn, and it's still unknown what's going on there. Like, why does she only send text messages out to some of her children, and then she gives us phone calls, but then she'll actually, like, visit Minfilia? So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I think Yzael was very confused because, I mean, just like Warrior of Light has no fucking clue what the Echo is supposed to be doing for them. And we also just kind of had our Echo kind of severed from Midgardsormr a little bit. We still possess it to some degree, but we've gotten our connection with Hydaelyn blocked off. But, Yzael got these weird powers. She doesn't understand them because it's not like Hydaelyn gives you, a manual. And, so she sees Hraesvelgr, and what she gets is one of our things where we get our headaches and we're like, ah, no, Echo, all those weird mushrooms, no. And, to her, she felt like she was given a divine gift. And so while she was aware that, okay, she's one of Hydaelyn's chosen with the Echo, she didn't understand that by calling forth her memories of Shiva, she wasn't doing anything any more special than what the Beast Tribes were doing when they summoned Titan or Leviathan or whatever.
Right.
And I think most people are still confused at this point. But Warrior of Light, I think, has to learn around this part that summoning primals is a lot more just, oh, you get a bunch of followers together and get crystals. It's like, it could come from one person. If their conviction is high enough and has enough, momentum behind it. I mean, I think Yzael is still using her heretic followers for some of it, but I think a lot of her own primal power just comes from her own beliefs. So... But yeah, up until this point, we didn't understand that people could actually summon primals into themselves, though.
Yeah, this is like one of the first cases.
We were kind of shocked at the Shiva patch, because before then, it was always, oh, we summoned the god, and here they are, they're right here in front of us, but it was always, not real. Every primal is pretty much... Oh, I know what it was. We didn't understand that the primals were different each time they were summoned. It just depended on who summoned them, because it comes from the imagination of that person. So every time we fought a primal, we thought it was the same primal over and over again. Like, Leviathan is just Leviathan. But with this information, we realized that it's whoever is imagining Leviathan and what they think Leviathan should be. Same thing that happens with Titan and Ifrit. Every
same
time
thing we have with Bahamut too.
Yeah, Bahamut. Every time, yeah, because when the dragons summoned Bahamut, a lot of them that were tempered immediately knew that wasn't who they remembered. That wasn't their brother or whatever, whoever was looking at him. They knew it wasn't Bahamut because whoever was summoning Bahamut, it was only their belief in what they thought Bahamut was, not Bahamut himself. It was just my interpretation, quote, about that. So.
Eorzea is just messed up.
Yeah. Well, these are things that we now all know pieced together and stuff like that, but this was one of the first times in the story plot where we started to get an idea that, oh, like, the primals literally are just somebody's interpretation of it. Because the real Saint Shiva looks nothing like Yazael's Saint Shiva. Her Saint Shiva is like if you took a real person and made them like a superhero, you know? She had her in a superhero costume, and she has a crown for her hair, if you notice. Her crown, gosh, what is it? But if you... Shiva's hair, the primal, when you look at it, it's shaped like a crown, which I believe Halone has a crown that's similar. I think she has more of like a Valkyrie like thing going on.
Dang.
But yeah, there's just some things, and yeah, like, we might go into this further with what they're hinting at in Walker's raids and stuff like that, but the 12 are also just, they're just gods imagined by mortals. So, surely they're different from Leviathan or Titan, right? Well, do we want to make a stopping point here? Just have a pretty short episode?
Yeah, we can do a short episode.
That way we can have all the...
That did leave a little bit of a cliffhanger.
Well, we got time to, like, discuss the stuff, but...
Yeah, that's the origin of why the Dragon Song War has begun, and the death on each side is immeasurable.
Yeah, while it's totally 100% Thornton's people's fault, and Ishgard is not innocent at all. The thing is like, what do? Do you just allow people to keep suffering and over until time just ends? Like, that's not the answer to it.
Yeah, and like some of the people that are, I mean, there's some that are, you know, of course are following, you know, the whims of what it is. But a lot of it, well, actually all of them, a lot of them weren't even born around that time. So, you know, there's people, you know, like Yazael, who are wanting change. And even like Aymeric, who doesn't even seem to like really want to like follow the same creed. You know, a lot of these people don't want war. So
Yeah.
it's just like, you know, I understand the revenge part, but
The Dragon Song War
but how
is
long
just
do you
very
have to do it? Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just like, again, unfortunately, the answer is, if we can't say we're sorry well, Cracefolger's like, I don't want anything to do with you, fuck off. But we can't say sorry to Nidhogg. We can't really just be like, hey, sorry for what people who are already dead for hundreds of years did. 'Cause that's the worst part. The people who did the crime have been dead for a long time now, so what do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
But if Nidhogg won't accept an apology, if the only thing Nidhogg wants and the only thing he'll ever accept is to continue his torture of Ishgard for all eternity, well, we can't let him do that either. So he has to die. And that's where Estinian is right. That's like, we have no other options.
Yeah, he's blinded by revenge. And he's even kind of, it's sad too, because if whoever we fight, is that really Nidhogg anymore? Or is it just someone just blinded by fury?
I mean, I feel like whatever personality Nidhogg had before Ratatosk's death, I don't think that dragon exists anymore. His whole being now is just, I'm going to torture Ishgard. I'm going to kill people, and then I'm going to go take a nappy nap and come back. That's all he does. He doesn't do anything else. What else do you hear Nidhogg doing? Does he ever go to the spa? No.
No.
Nidhogg's only hobby now is to just ransack Ishgard, kill them off a little bit. He's like a little cat toying with his mouse, you know? Like, that's all he wants to do. It is kind of sad, his existence, though, because I think Nidhogg literally went crazy, like Hraesvelgr says. Like, I think Hraesvelgr takes pity on his brother because he's just like... I think when they lost Ratatoskr, they also lost Nidhogg. Nidhogg is just driven by rage and has no other thoughts other than his vengeance.
And Hraesvelgr's just more into Grieveness.
Hraesvelgr's depressed. All he wants to do is be left alone. And he just one of the first things he says to you, he's like, I am just a being who is waiting to die. Like, leave me alone. Like, okay.
And you feel back, you know, he loved he loved Shiva. You know, he lost Bahamut, he lost Ratatoskr, and then watched his brother slowly fall into insanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I'd be depressed too.
Yeah. Because Hraesvelgr definitely mourns Ratatoskr just the same. And he says the only reason why he's not the same as Nidhogg is only because of Shiva. If Shiva had not given her soul to him, he would have just been joining in with Nidhogg every time too. Instead, he's like, I hate you guys, but I'm not going to, like, kill you. But I still hate you.
Yeah. Well, we have reached the end of our stream. So, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps out. And if you want to support the series, please subscribe and also hit that bell so you'll be notified next time we are live. So, next time, we will be confronting Nidhogg. Hopefully...
that big purple cloud behind us, maybe?
Oh, God.
The thing is we're gonna go down a road and we're gonna all look at it and we're like, okay, how do we get up there? And we're all just gonna sit there like, We know where he is. How the hell do we fly up there when you know you're gonna be mobbed by 5,000 dragons? You can't just fly there. He's gonna send like a whole bunch of like bats, like.
Fly, my pretties, fly!
Yeah.
Well, I hope to see you guys then.